just on the Syndicate Lake. Fished last night out in the open water. Didn't see any fish. Had the odd bleep through the night. But today's the 10th of March and the temperature looks like it's going to get up today. And even though this lake doesn't normally do fish in March, it takes a little while for them to warm up and to wake up, I still feel confident. I've moved onto the really sunny side of the island and I'm fishing on a shallow ledge that runs off the island. I've caught fish here before, previously, in sort of April time, but today with that sun beating in there, I'm sure there's going to be fish getting right in that corner. I'm mixing up the baits. I've been baiting this area every time I come down here over the last few weeks. Mix of baits, 18 mils, 14 mils, and just keep the bait going in out there, and hopefully soon I'll pick a fish up. Hasn't been a fish out since November, so probably 3 or 4 months now. Hasn't been a fish out, but I'm hoping today we're going to change it. This particular lake I've been fishing for a couple of years. I've found that the best bait that I've used on here has been a nutcracker. But one thing that I've done since day one, and I'm sure has made a good benefit as well to what I'm doing, is I've been putting in some of my tuna and garlic and sometimes spicy red. The tuna and garlic I love. The texture of the smell, very subtle, excellent bait, and I do love mixing it with a nutcracker, and it's something that I've done on here, and to have a lot of good results as well on the bait. Quite lucky with this lake. Certain lakes take to baiting heavily, certain lakes don't. This lake really likes a lot of bait, and it's the way I love to fish, create a feeding situation where a lot of carp are competing for food because you've been introducing it there, and this lake's worked well for me in the past. You know, a lot of lakes I'd be frightened to put out 4 or 5 key. On here I know it'll only do one thing, and that's good. That's how it's been for me in the past. This time of the year is a bit different, March. You know, I'm not heavily baiting, but I'm still put bait out. I've still put over 1 kilo of bait out, a mixture of the nut mix, nutcracker and the tuna and garlic. But what I would like to do as time goes on and as the year progresses, I'll up the baiting, I'll put more in, and I'll look at it against what I'm catching. You know, sometimes down here I've found, you know, if you get a spot going, you can really put a lot of bait on it and get like multiple takes, and that's what I'm looking for in here really with these fish. They swim around together, and I think if you get one out of a lake like this where it's quite low stock, you've got a good chance of having 2 or 3, and then the rest of the lake's pretty barren of fish. That's what it's like here. There's a fair head of fish in here. It's about 16 acres, this lake, and there's a good 80 carp to 100 carp in here, they say, which is a lot of carp. A lot of the time though, you wouldn't think there was more than 10 in here, because it can be tricky, and you don't see fish very often a lot of the year. But I love it. I know what I'm coming for. I've caught a lot of fish out of this lake in the past, a lot of big fish as well. So, you know, my confidence is brimming, and hopefully soon, before next month, when we'll do another one of these vlogs, I'll have a fish to show you and see how it gets on. As I say, it's March 10th now, and I reckon in the next couple of weeks there's a good chance that this will do its first fish, hopefully this afternoon, and we can show you.